Welcome to Budget Night 2020, folks. October the 6th, just a few months later, and it's all good news in the middle of this pandemic for small business people. And I'll go through these personal tax changes first, which are going to help people a lot. So the low income rebate is increasing from $445 up to $700. So an immediate break there for small business people. The 19% tax bracket is going to now cut out at $45,000, and that's from the 1st of July 2020 for the full year to 2021. That's up from $37,000. So again, more money in your pocket, small business people. This is the real kicker, folks, and one where we as small business tax accountants are always advising and helping our clients is the personal tax rate, where the 32.5% bracket goes up. That is now going from $90,000 to $120,000. That's an important planning one for you small business people out there with tax, because if you've got two personal partners getting income from a business, we would tend to distribute those people up to $90,000, and then the company rate becomes much better once you're getting above $90,000. However, with the tax bracket being put up to $120,000 now for the 2021 financial year, the 32.5% tax bracket, which is not that much more than the lowest corporate tax rate, we can take people $120,000 for one partner, $120,000 for the other, out of a trading trust before we distribute to a company. These are significant, folks. They're significant for small business, these tax cuts. Out of the budget, give us a call, give your tax accountant a call, and get onto it. Here's something to get excited about in the middle of this pandemic with the tax change here in the budget tonight on October the 6th. Temporary full expensing for small business people and a lot of larger businesses as well, from October the 6th tonight through to June 30, 2022. It's all about spending money. The government wants you to spend money on investment in fixed assets in your business to help drive your business back to full recovery once we get through this pandemic. So, an example, you go and spend $200,000 on a new machine, you'll get 50 grand back instantly from the government, a rough 25% value of the tax for that. So usually that $200,000 piece of equipment, you'd have to write it off and get that $50,000 back over, say, 5 to 10 years in depreciation. Spend the $200,000 either tonight or any day between tonight and the 30th of June 2022, and you'll get roughly 25 to 30%, 50 grand, 60 grand back on that 200 instantly in the year that you buy that asset. Absolute ripper Joshy Frydenberg. This is a cracker for small business. Get on it. Get on it now. Here's a significant help for small business coming through this budget tonight on October 6th, and that is for businesses who have got into real trouble since the pandemic in March, and it's going to be very recessionary times in the next year or two. The government's come up with a loss incurred to carry back an offset against previous profits. So I'll just explain that. Any loss that's incurred, and as I said, some businesses are going to have losses in 2020 and to 30th of June 21, and then up to the 30th of June 2022. If you have losses in your business, your expenses are outweighing your revenue, your loss can be offset against a profit that happened in your tax, in your business in the 2019 year, or if you were lucky enough in the 2020 year. Now that is unprecedented. You never get a government allowing you to go back to previous profits to offset your losses. Usually you have to wait till you get profits in the future. So this is a good one for small business on budget night. Final budget night 2020 small business changes, folks. These are for the slightly bigger business, but again, really good stuff for those growing businesses. And that is that small business tax concessions that have been available for businesses with up to $10 million turnover. they're now allowing those concessions available for businesses up to $50 million in turnover. And there's some good little nuggets in there. So startup costs for a business of that level, they were restricted in what they could deduct in startup costs. The same for prepaid expenses. So when you're prepaying expenses for businesses of up to 50 million, you can claim them. So look into that a little bit further. And this is probably the good one that most people will want to know. One is there'll be no fringe benefits on employee car parking. Not much good in Melbourne at the moment because everyone's parked at home. However, when we come out of our houses, there's a fringe benefit exemption there. And the other fringe benefit exemption is for multiple devices provided to employees, whether they're tablets, whether they're phones, whether they're laptops. So that's a really good one for small business. So the concessions are getting better for the bigger small businesses out there. So there it is in a nutshell, folks, for the budget. Lots of income tax changes, great for buying assets if you're out there in small business, and if you're a bigger business, more claims to be had. Finals time, folks. I'm doing my best with my Ryan Papenhuyzen Melbourne Storm cut here. Dusty's still in there for the Tigers. We're hanging in there. Watch them. They'll be all good value. Have a good one. Catch ya.